Greetings, friends, family, and survivors. Well, needed a little bit of work on the inverter generator. I was running it today and went out and it was idling with a fault and kind of tore into it a little bit, see what was going on. As it turns out, this dual servo drive for the choke and for the throttle, these little servos on top, this whole assembly had worked loose. All three screws were loose and it popped right off of there. So put a little bit of blue Permatex thread lock on there and put her back together and see if she runs. I'm very thankful it all went back together and runs beautiful as it should. I put the Loctite on those screws, so that shouldn't happen again. And so it never was an overload issue. It was just that the servo drives for the choke and the throttle vibrated loose and was no longer able to control the throttle. And the reason why it threw overcurrent load is because it was wanting to throttle up and it had no ability to speed the motor up. So it's load tested, the remote start works, the eco mode works, everything seems to be fine. It's ready to put back into service. And after I get the surgery done in February on the shoulder, it's supposed to take 4 months before they'll let me do anything. I guess I tore it up pretty bad over the years. So when that's done, we'll install this DC generator. It's an MEP-025. They make one that's a diesel version as well, but I really like these twin cylinder Continental engines. Same one that make the engines for the aircraft. And I really like this motor. I've had this one before, but it's a 1.5 kilowatt, 100% duty cycle, 28 volt. So it's 1500 watts continuous at 8,000 feet. So we won't be working it hard at this elevation, and it's not going to heat up and be a problem. So it's going to have a lot higher efficiency factor than the last DC generator that I built. Still have it. It was just not as efficient as I would like it to be. So we'll test the efficiency on this. And the nice thing about using this kind of a generator is I can just charge the batteries and not be concerned about the inverter having to pass through current to the house and charge the batteries at the same time, which can be a balancing act with these small generators like this 4500 watt. Okay. Carol and I are doing well. The roads are pretty rough. We barely made it home in the new Ford yesterday. Really had to get a run at the hill. I was home 30 minutes and a friend called and his wife was stuck on the same hill with her SUV, and he took his F-150 down there and barely got out himself. So I grabbed the old diesel and a kinetic rope and I winched her to the top of the hill. And then I had another smaller hill to get her up or over, so I said, when you see that line start to go tight, stand on it. And just slingshotted her up over the hill. There's just no traction with this stuff. Over there on the northern exposure in the trees is still about 12 inches over there. And this is just slush. It's been warm. It did not freeze the last couple of nights, and there's just no traction in that stuff. You just wallow around in it. So we're not going anywhere. We don't have to. Carol's got worship practice tonight at the church, and I've got a men's meeting, so we'll probably take the diesel because it seems to just go. And if you don't, you can winch yourself out of a problem if you have to. So yeah, the new Ford does okay, but it really needs lockers to get around in this stuff. We knew that. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a fantastic day.